We're in Cartersville, Georgia, and I just found a cool little hobby shop. It is called Fusion Scale Hobbies. Let's go and check this place out. I just found a cool little hobby shop I think you guys are going to enjoy. I know I enjoyed it. I was amazed at everything that was jam-packed in this little store. Right when I come walking in, boom, there's the model kits. What do I see? Containers. I've never seen that kit. I've seen it online before, but for a whole lot more money. Check that out. That's another neat thing about this hobby shop, were the prices. I really like that. The prices were great at this store. I've seen a lot of guys post in the past that hobby shops are super expensive, blah blah blah, whatever. Not this hobby shop. Excellent prices. And they had some cool kits that I've never seen. That's Subaru. How cool is that? The Kenworth dump truck. That thing came out and is gone. You can't hardly get that anymore. And that, especially at that great price. But they had some great kits. I was just amazed at all the model kits and everything in this store. There's the display cases. You got to have display cases with your kits. There are some display cases. A lot of nice models to choose from. Oh, there's there's the kit that I'm getting ready to start for the USAC build group. He had a great price on that. Very cool. And I think that ended up getting sold by the end of the weekend for people that were going to be in that group build. That Challenger, I love that Challenger kit. But really impressed with his kit selection. And he had sold a lot of stuff because there was a show going on this weekend, so a lot of hobby guys were in town. The ACME, the Acme Southern Nationals Model Contest, was in town. That wall there, all train stuff. If you're into trains, he's got it. That whole wall right there was all trains. And there's even more than that as far as trains go in the shop. Look at this. Look at all this was what I was impressed with, is all the Salvino kits. I've been following Salvino JR since they first started and have been really impressed at what they've been coming out with. That Blue Max kit, been looking for it. I want that kit so bad. The price, unbelievable price. Cheapest I've ever seen it. Got to get that kit. Dummy me. I set it down, was going to come back and get it, but I was so impressed at what I saw later at the hobby shop and so excited. I forgot to get that Blue Max kit. I was kicking myself. Realized I didn't get it until it was too late. We'd already checked out, and I think it was Sunday, getting ready to head home, and I'd forgot the Blue Max kit. But look at all this stuff from Salvino's and everything. All these race cars. You don't see that selection anywhere. Great selection. I've got several of the Salvino kits, and they build up really nice. And of course, the decals are awesome in them. The Richard Childress Goodwrench number 3 kit. That just came out. He's got it. Very cool. Let me know down below if you're a NASCAR builder. I'm old school NASCAR. Pretty much early, maybe mid-90s and back. The old Pontiac Grand Prix. That's a great kit. Love that kit. Circus. Anything Las Vegas I like. Pepsi kit. Gray Ghost. Bobby Allison. Of course, Richard Petty. He's my man. Richard Petty and Harry Gant, my 2 favorite NASCAR drivers. Always was and always will be. That Junior Johnson Budweiser 11 car, I always liked that paint scheme. OAJ Foyt, that's another kit I was wanting to get and completely forgot to get. I'm kind of kicking myself. I missed out on those 2 kits. But hopefully we'll see him again someday. Excellent selection of JR kits. Very impressed. Very impressed with that selection and the prices of them. And behind me here was some more plastic. Kind of go over all the plastic. There's airplane guys that watch the channel. There's military guys that watch the channel. I like that kit right there. That was pretty cool, that armored vehicle recovery kit. I do a lot of military, and something like that was right up my alley. Tanks, love doing tanks. Who doesn't build a Tiger tank? I know there's a million different Tiger tanks out there, but they're cool builds when they're done. Nice little selection of airplanes. Was hoping to see some wingnut wing kits. Didn't see any. Check out these little cars I come across. I had never seen these before. They're pretty interesting. In fact, there's someone that was wanting it as soon as I set it down. Like, good, you put it down. It's mine now. And I think it got sold too. That was pretty cool. I like that. That's a neat little car right there. Something different. I'm into something different. What we got here? Just digging through. Like I said, he was kind of wiped out this weekend from that huge model contest. It was just a mile down the street, just about 2 or 3 miles down the road, the Acme show. And there was 950 models, all I can't even speak, all automotive related. I'm so excited about that model contest in this hobby shop, can't even speak. All automotive related. Oh, that is cool. It's 1/35 scale, but that little loader is a nice kit. Trust me, I've got it. It's beautiful. Wonderful kit. If you're looking for a cool little loader, that's the one to get. More tanks. But anyway, back to that Acme show that was down the road. There the whole weekend. Over 950 models on the tables at that show. What a great show. So there was a lot of model guys in town. A lot of model guys hitting up this store and buying stuff. Good to see that. He said he was super busy all weekend. I like hearing that from a little hobby shop. Got to support these hobby shops, guys. Back to the train wall. What else we got? Oh, these buildings. These are cool. These brought back some great memories as a child. I had a huge train layout when I was a kid and always bought these buildings and put them together and painted them up. Let me know down below if you had a train layout when you were a kid, or if you got a train layout now. If you're a train guy, this is a store to go to. Look at all them different buildings he's got. Some of them you put together, some of them are already together. A little bit of everything. This shop does kind of cater to the train guys for the most part, but that's okay. There's some other stuff in here I'm getting ready to show the car guys that you'll definitely be interested in. That's what I got super excited about, and how I forgot the AJ Foyt and the Vanguard car that I had set down and didn't put back. Man, I'm really upset about those two cars. But it is what it is. We'll get them someday. Woodland Scenics, tons of Woodland Scenic stuff. Don't poo-poo the Woodland Scenics if you're a car guy. There's a lot of neat stuff here to build a diorama, and there's a diorama in every single one of you. I know it. I'm a car guy. I've built a lot of dioramas and still want to build more. Neat thing about the Woodland Scenics, though, is when you pick it up here and there and here over the years, it doesn't go bad like paints or glue. It stays forever. So once you have it, you have it. Getting into some ammo by Mig stuff. A lot of neat things right there. Things you just don't see at the hobby shops or online or anywhere. It was very hard to get. A lot of nice paint sets. Loads of paint that I'm getting ready to show. I mean, I think he's got every paint offered from every company in this store. Little hint on what I got excited about. More MIG stuff. There's the oil brushers. Those are very nice. If you're wanting to get into some type of weathering or maybe a little bit of extra detail in your weathering, I highly recommend some oil brushers. They come in all kinds of colors. Your weathering pencils, those are nice too by AK. Those work great. Neat thing I like about the weathering pencils, which I've been stocking up and getting them all. I probably should have bought that whole entire set instead of buying them in little sets or individually. But those never go bad. Those stay forever, which is nice. The Static King, he's cool. Put your grass in there, sprinkle it down onto your diorama, and the grass is already standing up instead of laying down. All kinds of different glues from Mr. Hobby, everything from Mr. Hobby that he's got. I mean, this place has it all. Milliput. Big rack of evergreen plastic. Can't have enough evergreen plastic. Cannot have enough of that. I love stocking up on evergreen plastic. Every time I go to my local hobby shop, I always pick up a package. And again, it's something that never goes bad. So if you pick up a package here and there, over time, it works out great. There's that train wall again. I'm not going to show the whole entire train wall in detail. The majority of all my viewers, the majority of all you guys out there are car people. But I'll show a little bit of it. He offers about anything for trains, and if you want it, he can also order it. He can get you anything you want. Just go in and say, hey, I want this, I want that. He'll order it. Just amazed at how this place is. True Metals, that's really nice. The True Metals, that never goes bad either. It's kind of like a paste. I get a lot of people asking me about my True Metals because I have those. I need to do a video on my True Metals. I love my True Metals. I highly recommend those. Pick up a tube and try it out. It kind of rubs on like paste. It's kind of like a paint is what it is. I need to do a video on it. Pigments. I love pigments. Another reason I like pigments from all these companies, pigments don't go bad. Pigments is basically just a powder. So it doesn't go bad. More paints. Tamiya tape. Can have enough Tamiya tape. So I think it's the best tape on the market. Your Mecha colors from Vallejo. You're not into Gundams, still look at the Mecha rack. You get a lot of colors there that they offer the gamers that they don't offer the kart guys. A little hint right there on getting some colors of paint. Showing more of the evergreen. I could have turned the rack earlier, but there was someone wanting to look at it, so I kind of moved on. I didn't want to bug the people that were in there. What we got over here? Some oils. Like weathering with oils. Those work great. Kind of recommend sticking your oil out on a little piece of cardboard to draw a lot of your oil out of it while you do your weathering. I think that's the first thing we learned in art class in school. That brings back some memories, doesn't it? More paints. I can just go on and on about the paints in this store. I'm just blown away. More paints. Glues. Decal set solvents from everyone. More pigments. Again, I love those pigments because it's a powder. There's Vallejo pigments. I got a lot of those. There's some Vallejo washes. Love that product. Vallejo pigments and washes are wonderful. I've been working on getting every single pigment they offer. Some weathering colors. All more Vallejo stuff. Your primers. There's the sets of weathering pencils I've been getting, the small sets. I should have just bit the bullet at the beginning and bought the big set, but didn't want to spend the money. Didn't realize I'd like those pencils so well. Before it's all over with, I'll have them all. And it would have been cheaper to buy the big set. More Tamiya tape. What else we got back here? It keeps going and going. More paints back there. I mean, there's paints everywhere. There's what I was excited about, was all your Ammo by Mig weathering stuff and paints. Just, blown away when I saw all this stuff. I love this product too. Got a lot of it. And I'm sure you've seen it on my bench when I'm doing some videos when I'm at my bench. But not many places carry this, and there's been times I've had to order my ammo by Mig through Mig, which is out of the country. These little tiny bottles, those are pretty neat. It's something that Ammo by Mig has come out with. They're like a washer. They're actually filters, and what a filter is super, super thin paint that just kind of filters over a color to give a different effect or different color. But anyway, back to the Mig acrylics. I highly recommend that acrylic paint. I've had great luck with it. I've been trying to switch over to acrylics. I'm an old school guy. I'm having a hard time switching completely over to acrylics, but I do have to admit I like that paint line. So whenever I see any of it anywhere, which isn't too often, I usually stock up. More paints, more AK. These little AK containers, highly recommend those. Those are nice because they're smaller, which means they're less money. Back when they first started coming out with those, I started buying the bigger containers. I was like, this is way too much and too much money, so I stopped buying them for my diorama projects. But when they came out with the smaller containers at a cheaper price, it was much more feasible to pick up than smaller containers. So that was a good move by them. More paints. I'm telling you, this ought to be called a paint store instead of Fusion Hobbies. Super impressed by their paint selections in this store. More AK stuff, more Vallejo stuff. Here's your Model Air. The Model Air, the reason it's called Model Air, it's already thin to run through the airbrush. And I've had great luck running the Model Air through the airbrush, and I use a 0.3 needle in a Grex airbrush. No problems. If you still want to put a drop or two of thinner in, you can. It's not going to hurt anything. But love the Model Air to run straight through an airbrush. More paints. That's all your regular paints from Vallejo. And of course, it's a lot thicker and needs thinned. I've got several of those colors. Kind of like the Ammo by Mig a little bit better though, but they're both good. There's more of those trailers. We saw some trailers earlier. He said that he can't keep the trailers in stock. I've got one of those kits. Love it. Picked one up. Love that kit. It's wonderful inside. Highly recommend that trailer kit. You can't have too many trailers. Nice thing about the trailers is you can always put a model on it, so it doesn't really take up any room. AK weathering. These are my favorite weathering paints right here. This is what I like the most of. The line is wonderful. The color selection is wonderful. Everything from oil to paint to gasoline stains to rust to moss to you name it. This is my favorite line for weathering. This is what I use the most. This is what I recommend the most. It's got my favorite rust colors too. Highly recommend that. More of those small containers. Can't get enough of these small containers. And again, it's like for diorama bases and things like that, all different ground covers they offer. Really cater to the armor guys in my model club. All the armor guys like that stuff. But again, for us car modelers, doing some type of base or something, there's what you go with right there. Little Revell rack with their paints and glues. I've not yet to try that glue. If you've tried that Revell glue, let me know. I've heard nothing but positive about it. So if you've tried it and like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. But if you don't like it, let me know why. There's their paints. I've tried a couple of their paint colors in that. Just wasn't hip on the cap that goes back on. Of course, all the Tamiya spray paint. That's my favorite spray paint out there. I always load up on Tamiya spray paint. It is probably my favorite, and it sprays wonderful. And I spray paint a lot of cars, and I just walk outside and spray paint it. See which way the wind's blowing, and put the wind in my back and spray away. And you can get some fabulous paint jobs from that. Of course, there's all their bottled paint. I use a lot of Tamiya bottled paint. And yes, you can hand brush with that, but you kind of need to get the retarder for it. There's all their glues. There's my favorite glue I use, that container right there. Those other ones to the right there that I just touched was for panel lines. And they've got all kinds of different panel line colors. More colors, mainly for your armor guys. More Woodland Scenic stuff. Again, don't poo-poo Woodland Scenics if you're a car guy. You can always find something in there to inspire a diorama, or pick something up to enhance a diorama, or to build a diorama from the Woodland Scenics. And Woodland Scenics has been around since I think we were kids. It's a great product. And they carry everything Woodland Scenics. I love Woodland Scenics. I got a lot of that stuff. Used it and love it. And I ain't sponsored by no one, people. I buy all this stuff on my own so I can give an honest review. And usually the way I am, if I don't like it, I just don't say anything or say anything about the product, and I usually just throw it away or find someone that does want it or likes it. Try to keep everything positive. All kinds of Woodland Scenic stuff. But definitely, when you're in a hobby shop, check out the Woodland Scenic stuff. You'll be amazed at what all they offer. It's great stuff. And again, I think it'll get your juices flowing to maybe enhance a model that's sitting on a base, or again to do a diorama. I've got a couple dioramas that I've been collecting parts for, and I got some Woodland Scenic stuff for it. In fact, that static shaker that I showed earlier is something I like to use. You got a train, you can come in, test out your train. A little spot for testing. More of those car trailer kits, more of those little containers. Love those little containers. Of course, that works for everyone. Military, airplane, Gundam, car guys. More AK stuff. Those are cool colors right there. Love it. Love it. You can go here and get stuff instead of ordering out of the country. More paints and more supplies back there. Got to have supplies and tools. It's got all the nippers. More paints yet. True color paint selections. I think got every color offered. It was an outstanding hobby shop. Again, if you're ever in the Cartersville area, which is pretty close to Atlanta, Georgia, if you're ever in Cartersville, Georgia, you got to stop by this hobby shop. And the people inside were wonderful. They treat you like family. I stayed in there just visiting after a while because I felt like family. I felt like I was talking to long-lost family members in this hobby shop. Very impressed. I've been to a lot of hobby shops, and this, yes, it's a smaller hobby shop, but hey, I was impressed. Love it. What we got here? There's those oils. Checking those out again. I was actually thinking about getting a color or two because they're kind of hard to find. Just kind of thinking, taking another glance because you always miss stuff. Pigments, looking at the pigments some more. Got to have the pigments, guys. I highly recommend those. Still thinking about maybe getting some of these True Colors from AK. Those are nice paints. Just amazed at all the train stuff. There's a neat product right there, the plastic putty, and that is for masking. And it's reusable, no matter how much paint you spray on it. So kind of an interesting product there, that masking putty. What else we got here? There was that shaker. More AK real color paints. Look at that rack. They offer every color that AK has. You just can't beat it. I guarantee if you go into this hobby shop, you cannot leave unless you buy some paint. You will find something that you got to have, and then you will especially find stuff that you can't find anywhere else unless you order from out of the country. Oh, look at that chrome paint. The chrome paint. Look at the price on that chrome paint. Cheapest I've ever seen it. Yep. I picked up some chrome paint too when I was there. I love that chrome paint. It's fantastic. I was blown away. There's a neat product right there. Those spray cans, those work great. And check that little building out. Was that building cool or what? I was noticing that earlier, but someone was looking at it, so I couldn't film it. I love that little water tower. More paints. I'm telling you, there are paints everywhere. Love the AK line. You can't go wrong with AK. You can't go wrong with AK, and you can't go wrong with ammo by Mig. The Vallejos are good. The green stuff. Check out the green stuff. And the green stuff chrome. I love the green stuff chrome. Love it. And that's Fusion Hobbies in Cartersville, Georgia. I'll leave the address and the phone number in the description below if you want to contact them. And if you want to see any other hobby shop videos, check out my archives. I go to a lot of them and film a lot of them. We'll see you guys on the next video on Throttle Power.